Hi, I'm Mary, a librarian and book reviewer with a focus on stories written for kids, tweens, and teens. Today I get to share with you this book called Red House, Tree House, Little Bitty Brown Mouse by Jane Godwin and illustrated by Blanca Gomez. This is the story of a town that is shared by humans and animals alike, and it's filled with color and lots of fun things to see and do throughout the story. And there's a little brown mouse that sometimes you can find in the illustrations as well. This book is written for a toddler to early preschool audience, has a lot of rhyming and meter that go into the story, so really fun to read aloud. And then there's a lot of interactive components to the book as well. So questions for the reader, and as you're going through each page, you're counting, you're telling colors, you're learning vocabulary for different words. So you have lots of things to build that vocabulary base for young readers. So as you're going through the book, and this one is in both English and Spanish, this particular edition, so you have English on one side, Spanish on the other. And as you're going through the story, you're going to see that little brown mouse from one page to the next, learn about the colors in the images that you see, and there's lots of details to look at as well. So whether readers are going through the story from the perspective of just the text itself, there's something to be done and to interact with on each page. And then there's also the opportunity to discuss the illustrations in more detail and build vocabulary that way as well. So as caregivers are going through this story with their children, there's lots of range as far as what you can talk about and what you can learn and do during the story. So while you're going through, you'll see humans in some images, you'll see anthropomorphic animals in some images as well. And that just adds to the whimsy of the story. So the meter, again, is really nice to hear aloud. It's not super consistent throughout, but it does have a nice pattern as you're going through. And because there are colors written on each page, you can read along with the story. So when you find a house of a certain color or shoes of a certain color, you can look for those in the illustrations. So the pages themselves are a traditional size. They have those nice chunky illustrations that go along with the types of illustrations that kids tend to enjoy, and lots of different colors that you see in the images. So as you're investigating the story, there's a lot to see and do, finding that little brown mouse, discussing the colors, counting, talking about what you see. And so as you read this book over and over again, children are going to become more confident in their reading, in their skills of noticing, which also are great pre-literacy skills on their own. If this sounds like a great fit for you or for someone you know, I hope you look for it wherever you get your books.